Good afternoon, conference, and thank you for being so patient. Welcome back to Friday afternoon session of conference. Conference, please join me in welcoming Kirsty McNeill, our newly selected candidate for Midlothian. Kirsty has worked to fight against child poverty all of her adult life, and I can think of nobody better to represent the people of Midlothian given the opportunity. Please welcome Kirsty.
Friends, I could not be prouder to stand before you as a Scottish Labour and cooperative candidate for Midlothian. And I know that with your help, Midlothian will deliver those magic words that we long to hear. Scottish Labour gain. And conference, you know, sometimes the most consequential moments arrive suddenly, without warning. And so it was this week. You don't need me to tell you that we're meeting today at a hinge in history. This weekend marks the end of one chapter in Scotland's story and the beginning of another. And let me tell you, it's the Labour Party that will write that chapter. And the stakes could not be higher. Because we know, don't we? We know who suffers the most in a cost of living emergency. It's the same people who always do. It's not the folk with the sharp elbows and the deep pockets, but it's the old, the sick, the young and the poor. A few weeks ago, a volunteer in Midlothian told me a story I will never forget about a new baby being put down to sleep at night on a folded up duffel coat because her mum didn't have money for a cot. And I don't know about you, but I just can't stop thinking about that new research that found among Scotland's poorest families, the number of babies that don't make it to their first birthday is rising. Here, in Scotland, one of the richest countries in the world. And friends, that's not sad. There's loads of things in the world that are sad. That is not sad, that is obscene. And in the face of that obscenity, if Scotland deserves a special conference on anything right now, it's that, because it doesn't have to be like this. We should never stop being angry about the kind of inequality that determines who lives and who dies. So let us be clear. When we say we're not going to tolerate anymore a situation where 1 in 7 Scots are on an NHS waiting list, we speak for Scotland. When we pledge that we are not going to rest, not one of us, we won't rest whilst the life expectancy of healthy life between our richest and our poorest neighbours, while that gap runs at 24 years, we speak for Scotland. And see when we vow that we will never accept as normal or inevitable a situation where thousands of kids languish in temporary accommodation. We speak for Scotland. So let the people of Scotland know this. There is an alternative. There's an alternative to the economic chaos made in Downing Street and the SNP's savage council cuts. And who's that alternative? The alternative is Labour, resurgent, energised, and always the people's last line of defence. And in this hall today, if you are a Labour councillor standing in between your communities and the SNP's axe, we can never say thank you enough. And if you're a trade unionist who is organising to defend the 7,000 local government jobs that are under threat, we are with you every step of the way. And to our Labour Council colleagues in Glasgow, I say simply this: you've shown our movement at its best this week. And that's what gives me hope. You're what gives me hope, because I see the energy that you are bringing to this fight I get hope when I see workers standing together to defend their pay and conditions, and I get hope when I see young people rallying to our cause for a safe climate and a livable future. And I see it, yes, friends, I see it in the SNP voters who are coming back home to Labour under an ass. Friends, there's hard work ahead, but know this. This is our time. We have the opportunity to unite our country and to deliver a plan that will deliver the speed and the scale of the change our country needs and deserves. We've got a chance now to just draw a line under the division and the distraction of the past, and to inspire the Scottish people with the kind of future that we will build together. It could be a Scottish decade where we have good green jobs, modern manufacturing, and where talent, not class, determines what happens in our classrooms. It's a future where we'll see growth not just in our economy, but growth in our ambitions. A future where no Scottish child is hungry, where no Scottish family is cold, and each Scottish generation does better than the last. That's what we're fighting for. That's what's on the ballot at this general election. Now, friends, I'm not daft. I know you're not here to see the parliamentary candidate for Midlothian. I know that you want to hear from the man who is going to be a simply phenomenal partner to Prime Minister Starmer when he becomes First Minister Sarwar. The man who is bringing new votes and new volunteers to our movement and building a Scottish Labour Party that will be, as we have always been at our best, the greatest fighting force for fairness this country has ever known. And friends, when I say that we want to be together, when we have a fight that we are doing, when I say that I could not have been prouder to be Anas's friend this week, when he spoke to the Scottish people with such dignity, such passion, and such hope for the future, I know you join me in being proud to be on a team Labour led by this man. Now just look at how he has transformed our party in just 20 months. Just look. And then imagine the day one difference that he is going to make as our First Minister. Now friends, these have been, no doubt about it, hard years. They've been hard years for our party, and they've been hard years for the people and the places we love. But we've got to hold on, because it's going to get better. So when you leave this conference today, if you tell your friends and your neighbours nothing else, let it be these 3 words. Change is coming, and it's coming with this man, Anas Sarwar.
This is our moment to build a country where everyone is entitled to dignity. This is our opportunity